Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, story mode and such. Hey, it's been like months, a year. Who's ready to get this main story moving again, huh? It has been a little bit. So, we are back at home, on the Source, in the Rising Stones, and ready to finally check in with the most patient of Tatarus you've ever seen. Maybe we should check in with y'all too, it's been a bit. Welcome back, Derman. How do the Archons fare over in the First? When next you see them, you may inform them that their bodies are as well as can be. Love hearing that. Good. Yes, and good. Not that I expected any less, but 'tis good to see you home and unharmed. I'm pleased to report that Arnvald and his fellow primal hunters have upheld the peace while you've been away. Excellent. A pleasure to see you, Derman. I cannot well imagine what sort of world the First is, or adventures you had, but that you've returned to us safe and sound is of great comfort. I feel the same. So, how are things going? Do you like my new look, by the way? You haven't complimented my new look, by the way. Tataru seems eager to make up for lost time, right? Yes. Derman, gods, it's good to see you. I know, I'm sorry, it's been a while. I hope your being here means you've had your fill of rest? More than my fill. Wow, literally the sentence goodness, we're back in the swing of it, folks. Well, you've certainly earned it. Not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's all right. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout, though. They say that the fighting's finally stopped at the Gimlet Dark, and that the Empire's shown no sign of movement. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First? Great. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Flamin to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet you on the terrace at the House of Splendors. That's a great idea. And also, yeah, boy, overdue for delivering both stories of everything that went down and also news of Minfilia? Goodness. Shame on us. Real, sorry, I didn't greet you. Our war of subterfuge is moving along well enough, but we often find ourselves wanting for Thancred and Alphino's expertise. Wish they'd hurry up and get their arses back over here. It's best for their egos that only I heard that. Okay, I gotta go meet up with pals for stories of varying degrees of cheer. Welcome back to Revenant's Toll. It's been a little bit, huh? Since we were here. I think the terrace is up on sort of like a little balcony thing up here, or I'm turned around in it. Nope, I'm right. It's been a while. Okie dokie. Out on the balcony. And here we go. Some nice evening tea. Good to see you again. Derman. My, it has been too long. Tataru did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? She did, yes. Thank you. Words cannot well express how I've longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. And so Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next Oracle? This girl who Thancred named Reen? To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they're quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Derman, might I ask a favor of you when next you return to the First? To tell Reen what I cannot. To tell her, thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well, for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Who's... Oh, hi. Yes, right. Hello. Real. I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish. Nay, I've not had a peep out of him, and it's been a good long while now. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can't get a signal to him from closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking my way through Gimlet now that the fighting's died down. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling my thumbs. Any road, I just thought I'd let you know. No, I'd best be... I nearly forgot. Kryle's at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients? She was getting ready to examine them again when I left. We'd best head back then. I'm sure it's important. I agree. Good chatting with you again. You needn't worry about me. Go and see what Kryle has to say. I will. Goodness, I haven't seen her in ages either. Tataru, where Kryle? It seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad.
You're here. Good.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
I have no idea how to do this, but leave it to me. I am surrounded by smarter people.
Thank you.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct? Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, But I, for one, am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
It is a plan. Good to see you two again. It's a rather melancholy reuniting of Team Short, but I've enjoyed it nonetheless. Don't you worry. Master Matoya and I will think of something. Take care over in the First, Dermin. We're counting on you and the Crystal Exarch to bring our friends home. Yes, I will take so much care, don't you worry. Let's go ahead and just head back there. I think we can teleport direct, and that'll make things nice and easy. Here we go. Lovely. Okay, let's get to the ocular to chat with our favorite cat boy. Gatekeep, the door, please. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word and I'd be happy to escort you to the ocular. Let me in. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. Ah, Dermin, you're returned. I hope your time in the Source was suitably restful? Kind of. But of course it wasn't. Go on. Their corporeal ether showed signs of instability. By the gods, the possibility never even occurred to me. If you've returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear that you'll be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Hello, you three.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryl's findings.
Ah, can do. Quickly summarizing is one of my best skills.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryl is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the Source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the First. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Ow! What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What did you just...
What?
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet, were we to immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our souls' safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
I like this plan. And also... Oh, right, thank you for the stuff, yes. Ah. Lovely seeing you all in one room again. A mage of surpassing skill living a life of seclusion. Now, have I heard that before? One can only hope they're more receptive to unsolicited visitations. Doesn't sound like it, but we'll see. 'Tis said the kingdom of Verbert was once home to the realm's greatest knights and magics both. To command a place at the royal court, the Numo whom we seek must needs have been a mage among mages. I'm sick and tired of the Exarch's attempts at selfless sacrifice. If he suggests dying one more time, I swear I'm going to grant him his wish. Alice, you're a delight. Can you imagine we went through like a whole expansion, like base game, and then half an expansion without this character around? Absurd. How did we survive? The Numo seemed such a welcoming folk in Ilmeg. What do you suppose could have driven this one to a life of seclusion? We're going to find out, I bet. The Crystal Exarch would waste no time in seeking help for your stranded comrades. The Grand Cosmos, that is, the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I'll arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of white orosite. By thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. Then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Okay. I don't remember where that is, but I will meet you there. You good? Pray join the others in Sullen. I shall turn my thoughts to the Orosite and apprise Thancred and Reen of our progress. Appreciate that, yes. We will catch up with them at another time. And whatever they're doing, where is Sullen? It's... oh, there, where where boats go. I remember now. This is the place. Yes. Can we still see the little island whale out there? It's kind of hard to see anything in this dark, but... is it out there? It is! There you are. Neat. Sorry I'm late, gang. I forgot what the place was called. He said the palace is on the opposite shore, but I see nothing on the horizon save empty sky. Curious. The Exarch said to prepare for a warm reception at the palace. Let's hope it's more cordial than his last visit. I was relieved to hear the Exarch intended to arrange for a boat to carry us across the lake. Not that I would be opposed to swimming, mind you. No, we won't make you swim again for a little while. You've been very brave. As I told you before, I'd scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host's familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different. Which is why I propose we march through the main gates, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight's going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They've no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge. And there's little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. It works for me. There was no way this wasn't going to end in a fight anyway. Weapons drawn it is, then. Though I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I'll not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all, rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in rather high spirits if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when Dermon's around. What exactly are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. 'Tis only natural that we be pleased to see him. Yes, well, you will have plenty of time to celebrate his good health after we've finished here. Of course. Then let us proceed to the palace. It is only natural that you are all happier with me around. Look how adorable I am in my little dancer outfit. It would be weirder if you weren't. All right, well, surprise. Our first dungeon of the patches is here already. And of course, trusts are just a regular thing now, so we can go in with our buddies. Which buddies, though? I ask. Well, he's very excited. We should definitely be bringing him along. We do need a healer, don't we? And he's our only tank option, if I'm going in as dancer, so tank, healer, and... Alice, I normally want to have you in here, but it feels like having fellow mage in the crew.
Victory will be ours.
Yes, I agree. This feels good. I like this plan. Excellent. Okay, hang on. Let me pull up a proper thing so we can do this right. Here we go. The Grand Cosmos. Long ago, on the far shore of the Source, a great palace was built by the elves, the Grand Cosmos, an edifice of such magnitude it was said to inspire envy in both the heavens for which it was named and the flowers that pervade its boundless gardens. As with so many wonders of the world that once was, its radiance quickly faded in the wake of the flood, its halls falling silent, the throne sitting empty. That is, until the palace was given new purpose, when a mage claimed it as their sanctuary, their only company being solace, solitude, and the legions of familiars barring entrance to any foolish enough to seek an audience. I think it's talking about us. Yes, we are foolish enough to seek such an audience, and we're going to do so now. Let's begin. Commence. Goodness. That thing's a sight. But welcome to the Grand Cosmos. With our little squad, I suppose. Goodness, it's been a little while. The rust is going to be extremely evident. Apologies in advance. You. Do some extra damage for me. I beg you. All right. Come on, gang. Should you value your lives, you'll quit this place at once. Now be gone with you. Well, I'd say we're off to a fine start. Perhaps, but how long our good fortune holds remains to be seen. Well, that looks pretty locked. Let's go this way. They've kept this place in good shape. From ageless sleep I bid thee rise. Oh dear. Graha, protect me. I'm a dancer and I'm squishy. There we go. Forward. It's a nice place they've made for themselves. Bring unto them a swift demise. What a militant shut-in. Come on, gang. Look how they make a mess of my floors. Swish and flick, my lovely, swish and flick. How quaint. They remind me of Master Matoya's brooms. You and I remember those brooms and their owner quite differently. I wonder if Matoya has figured out how to tell Alphino and Alice apart yet. I call forth blades to run them through!
So be it!
Oh, you certainly do. Always fun seeing old Final Fantasy XI enemies come back. There we go. Brave Knights of Eld, tried and true. And big, goodness. And shiny. There's a lot of fun novelty for me going through a lot of this stuff again, in part just because it's been a while, but also, like, there's a lot of content that I haven't gone back through since the graphics update, so seeing a few old places gussied up, it's quite fun. Finish it. There we go. There's a boss room. If you insist on making a mess of my palace, then you leave me no choice. Oh dear. They don't yet seem inclined to talk. Hello, Seeker of Solitude. Get hit. Notice the brooms. They will be a concern going forward in this battle. Come, my lovelies. There's filth that wants for cleaning.
Leave the healing to me.
So, there's little dirt puddles on the ground, yes, and brooms that really wish to take care of it. So they're going to start sweeping across the floor, and if they run into a puddle, they're going to create a big, wide AoE burst around it. That'll push you around like so, do some damage, and also apply vulnerability debuffs. If you are careless enough to stand near enough to them that you take damage. Hypothetically. It could even happen twice, hypothetically, if you stood near two of them. Purely hypothetically speaking. Such pernicious stains you are. No matter. So yeah, you don't want to run into the brooms or the little AoEs that might go off near the brooms as they do sweeps. Don't touch the brooms, don't be near the... That AoE seems a lot wider than the actual, like, danger puddles they create sometimes. I call shenanigans. Then again, in fairness, I am quite rusty. Almost. Come on. Ugh, insufferable, the lot of you. I'll spare you, but only this once. Now leave me be. Wait, we only wish to talk. They're gone, buddy. It's okay. Still you press onward. How foolish. Pretty. Pretty, though. Her Grace's gardens, as beautiful as ever. The path makes a curious pattern, not unlike a magic circle. My compliments to elven architects. This wizard is squatting in one heck of a house. There we go. I'll be taking this, thank you. Love this garden. I conjure forth the garden's wrath, gracious. The garden does not love me. There we go. Love it here. Hold them fast with thorn and vine. And you're done. To death's embrace their souls consign. Last one. Dunzo. All right. I think it is boss time again. Leon and Sith, or she, not sure. These cretins have sullied the sanctity of our garden. They must be dealt with. They certainly have a gift for creating familiars. If only there were not so many. Come then, little ones. Let me show you the delights of my garden. Plant boss. So, one of the fun mechanics with this boss here is this, which creates a little pattern of grass tiles and drops a bunch of Lianen seeds. You do not want to let the seeds sit on the little tiles. You want to keep them off of the little grass tiles, because otherwise, when this move finishes, the seeds would grow and transform into ads. Ads like that. The ads would self-destruct and cause quite a lot of damage around themselves. It'd be quite bad. So we're going to try to avoid that at all costs, best we can. Okay, that's a lot of things. Zip! We're okay. Okay, more seeds have been dropped. So the second time, the seeds are going to get dropped and we're going to want to move them. Even if they're outside of the grass currently, there is a big thing that's going to blow a big gust of wind that is going to move both us and the seeds. One tile over. So we want to make sure that wherever they end up is not where there's going to be plants. And then we want to hide from all of this and go to separate places. Good job, everyone. Yes. That's basically all the mechanics of this one.
I will not hold back.
There we go. I shall bloom again. Mayhap now we've sown the seeds of interest. Alphino, you're only punning right now because your sister isn't in arm's reach to punch you.
The garden is ruined. Ruined! Mark my words, you will pay for this. I summon thee from flesh of stone.
Big pretty dragon.
With wings of dreams to grind their bones.
There we go. Pardon me, broom. Sorry for the added mess. Or you're welcome, depending on how you feel about more messes.
Why do you persist? Why will you not leave me be?
I can but wonder how lonely they must be. Yeah, are you keeping these ghosts around for company, or are they just here, and there's not a lot to do about it? I guess even mages need a little entertainment, if nothing else.
Knights immortal, heed my call. Seize the intruders who besmirch thy hall.
Ah, jeez. They're actually named and everything.
And by king's judgment, see them fall.
More of them. How many of these do you have? There we go. Ooh, don't mind if I do.
I see you cannot be dissuaded from your misguided path. A pity.
It's as if we're glimpsing into the past. This is pretty cool. If a little spooky. I too shall dance. Ah. Here we go.
You've sullied these halls long enough. Come, Logos. Our guests yet want for company.
Insatiable flame, Lugus. Here we go, last boss of the dungeon. And a little bit of a tricky one, so I'll try to explain while being cautious. I do believe we now have not only their curiosity, but their attention as well. Then we best not waste it. Indeed. Here we go. Go, Lugus. Turn them to ash. I care not how. So, you will note, before anything else is going on, all this furniture about. Plush sofas, grand pianos. Hang on. Scorching right. Gotta watch out for that. There will be scorching rights and lefts that they will do now and then, and we need to get on the appropriate side of them to avoid the scorching whatever it is. Also spread these out a bit. It's going to do a big X shape, which will create a bunch of fire, which will ignite whatever it touches, including possibly the furniture. We do not want that. We want this furniture to survive as long as possible, because we need it for reasons. Set them alight with your undying flames. Burn them until they're naught but cinders. All right, so we are now on blue fire, and we'll keep being on blue fire to take a lot of damage until we can transfer that blue fire onto some furniture. Which is why we want the furniture to still be around, because if you're on blue fire and there's no furniture still around, oh well. Enjoy these final moments. As best you can while on fire, I mean. Now we are running a little bit out of furniture. That is okay, there will be some moves the boss does which brings more down for us. And thank goodness.
I'm with you.
Scorching left. Yep, this side. I'm okay. All right. And with that culling blade move, the boss has brought down some chandeliers, which can serve as furniture, though I might, hopefully not, set any of it alight. Nope, we're okay. And now we're about to get blue fire again. Yay! Saved once again by a chandelier. Stalwart allies, chandeliers. So this move, Fire's Domain. Didn't really describe it previously, but it's going to target the four of us with these sort of sequentially numbered little markers, which the boss will attack one after another in order with a big little AoE cone move. We want to be far enough away from the boss that we get that tether colored a dark purple, but we also want to make sure that the AoE is not aiming at any of the furniture, which scarcely exists in this room anymore. Hopefully, they'll do the move that drops some more chandeliers down soon. Kind of absurd number of chandeliers in this particular room. Almost got the thing, and you know, it's not often Dancer will get to do a limit break. Why not? Kaboom! Still didn't finish it off. Embarrassing. There we go. Good job, everyone. Normally, your NPC trusts aren't really the most reliable of party members, at least where damage output is concerned. But in this case, I feel like we're roughly equivalent, because I'm not that great a dancer. Perhaps now we've afforded ourselves an audience. Thoughts from you? Hey. Hey. Wake up. I'm down here. Talk to me. You. I know you have thoughts. You're keeping them from me. Shame on you. Phew. I'm glad for that to be over and done with. You two are acting like you don't have thoughts, and I don't believe you. See? Now they've little choice but to hear our plea. Yes. Goodness. Focus, please. Stop daydreaming and talk to Derman. we best leave the negotiations to Alphino and the Exarch. Yes, I think that is probably for the best. It's good for us to each know our strengths and weaknesses. We are in agreement. Okay, get this junk off the screen, and let's introduce ourselves in a less fighty way.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Now that's more like it.
Backlogue, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
Oh, playing hardball.
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damned court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me, what horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Refuse all you want. We won't lie down and accept defeat. We would never misuse it. Or you mean the magical plague of Verbert? I mean, I want to ask more about this, but this might help seal the deal.
Of all the visitors I could possibly have, they're even more stubborn than I am.
Oh. No.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Excellent. New ally. A dog person to go with our cat boy. And cat girl. Can't be forgetting Yashola. I feel like she would magically obliterate me if she heard me calling her that. I must remember this. Hey, it's very rainy out here, Alphino. We should go. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Beklug. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I've ever sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Urianger shared his knowledge of the new Mo with us. Had he not, Beklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guest waiting would only add insult to injury. That's probably true. And actually, I should probably go ahead and wrap this up for today. You may now enter the grid. Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all next time to go catch up with everyone and go talk some more with Beklug. Take care, all of you. Until then, goodbye and stay dry.